Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Kind of interesting segment coming up with one of my favorite contributors, the one and only Beth Guide. Beth Guide, I consider Beth a thought leader in what she does in search engine optimization. She was doing search engine optimization even before that term existed. I'm spreading the rumor that she created that term, and she really easily could have with her experience, her background, her knowledge. What did they call it back in the day?
Nothing.
They call it nothing because no one knew what they were doing, but Beth guided them through those dark ages. But you are phenomenal at what you do. Whenever I have questions, you're the go-to girl, and you're brilliant. I appreciate you, what you've done, and it's so needed because anyone and their dog could say they're an SEO expert.
That's right.
And you really have been involved right along the way as a pioneer in this process.
We really have. We started our very first customer. I think I've told this story before. Basically, said they wanted to be number one on Yahoo. Google didn't even exist.
Right.
So yes, it was when Yahoo was the number one dog on.
And if
the
not
porch.
Yahoo, Alta Vista.
Yes, Alta Vista, but that one was kind of easy. So and Dogpile, that was good too.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that the very first guy said it to me, and I said, well, I guess I better go figure out how to do that. And ever since then, then everybody caught up to me and started actually putting a name on it and calling it optimization and, so on and so forth. But yeah, it's been going on since my very first customer.
SEO 411, and that was back in the 90s.
Yes, 97.
Wow. Fantastic. Beth, tell us about your guest today.
Okay, so you know me, I'm always trying to think of how to help business, right? Because that's what I do is I help business. So I have Clair Sansarique here with me today. She's with ABIP Accounting. She has some interesting services that are offered, and I think that from a business standpoint, as a CEO, I know myself, there's some things that I will do, and then there's some things that if you ask me to do them, I have no idea what you're telling me. So she takes up that space, and I'll let her explain about what she does, but she actually has a fascinating program for small business owners. So
awesome.
With that, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Welcome to the program. Kind of give us your elevator speech to get us started, Claire.
Okay, well, ABIP CPA firm, we've shortened ABIP so that it stands for Always Best in Practice, because it's a little easier to say than all the partners' names. But we've been around as the current iteration since 2001, and we are the go-to firm for small to medium-sized businesses. We can help them with outsourced controllership, CFO-ship. We do bookkeeping. We do it from the entrepreneur level at $200 a month all the way up to an engineering company that's got $10,000 a month in billing on the bookkeeping side. So we do the taxes, we do audits. Being here in the Houston area with us having the oil and gas central of the world area, there's a lot of small and medium-sized companies that want to do business with those big guys. And in order for them to even be considered on an RFP list, they have to have audited financials.
Right.
So that's something that we can provide them.
That's very interesting. And in terms of the size of the companies, you said up to the large engineering firm. Would you say your primary market is small to mid-market?
Yes.
Yeah.
We typically will handle clients that are anywhere from 1 or 2 to 60 to 70 employees.
Got it.
We've got some that are much larger than that because they started with us at 3 or 4 people and they've grown well past 100 employees, and they still engage us for certain services as their needs change.
Beth, your questions?
Explain to them about the CFO situation and your buzzword and how you occupied that space, because I think that is what Kevin's listeners would benefit the most from.
Well, as most business owners know, the CFO situation is a pretty hot buzzword. There's lots of new companies coming up that provide that. We've been doing it since 2001 and earlier, and it's a contracted opportunity to have somebody consistently involved in their financial picture, helping them get from point A to B to C to D. If they want to sell their company or have somebody acquire them, there's steps we can put in place. We can help them hire and train the right accounting and bookkeeping clerks, account people, so that they can be a consistent say-so of expertise in the background, so that the business owners and their executive teams can go and do revenue-generating things to help their company grow.
Kind of frees them up. And so essentially it's like a CFO for hire.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is awesome. Who wants a CFO sitting around their office if they can have one in a virtual sense and really keep the company focused on where the money is made. Now, that's where the money is protected, is through the CFO. The money is made through that business development. And so I love that. I love that opportunity.
Yeah, it's something that we're having a lot of fun doing, and we've got a lot of our clients that are getting on the bandwagon and realizing they need that expertise to help them get to the next level.
Yeah, very good. Beth?
So if you had to describe what's the best client that you would have, who or what would that look like to you?
Our industries cross everything. There isn't an industry we don't really specifically support. However, our best customers, for the most part, are going to be business owners that have an expertise and they've grown their company, and they're kind of at that level where they need some help staffing up. They need some guidelines, maybe putting in some benefits, 401ks, ways to keep their employees engaged. Those are some of the things, the consulting side, that we can do as a pro advisor team to help them and direct them to the right partners that we've formulated long-term trustworthy relationships with to help them get to that next level.
Okay, so you can actually also help with, let's say, compliance with something like an Obamacare situation.
Yes, we have partners that we refer regularly. They support our own company and our employees as well. So we're very well connected to help them with areas of expertise that are not under the accounting or the financial umbrella.
Okay, what are some of those other items besides healthcare?
Well, there's the healthcare and benefits. There's staffing, payrolling, actual HR policies and procedures. We can help put them in the right hands with people who manage that at a very high level, from small companies where they've got even just one employee. We have payroll companies that we can get them to support so that they don't have to worry about their payroll taxes and all of that sort of thing, all the way out to actual supplies, whether it's office space, equipment, furniture, supplies, staffing. I mean, we have partners that we've engaged that keep our clients happy, and we continue to refer those partners to other people as we grow our own client base. And we've got 2 markets, so we're serving Houston and San Antonio with these partnerships.
Yeah, and I notice here in Houston, you're like just west of the Galleria area?
Correct.
Yeah, but your clients are all over the greater Houston area.
They're all over the country.
All over the country.
We have an international division as well. We've been partnering a lot because of the oil and gas industry between the UK and Houston. So,
besides energy, what other industries are sweet spots for you?
Hospitality, medical, industrial, like air conditioning, engineering, that sort of thing, construction. We do a lot of work in restaurant, nonprofit, healthcare.
Very cool.
And, we've got small nonprofits and really huge nonprofits that we do their audits for them. So,
Clair Sansarigue.
Correct.
Wow. I said it.
Congrats.
I'm so proud of me. I want to mention again the website, abipcpa.com. abipcpa.com. Make sure you check that out. And, of course, Beth Guide, you can find her at SEO411.com. Final thoughts with you, Beth?
I want to thank Claire for coming in. I think these are important things in our time and compliance, and there's so many different changing laws going on. So I think you bring an interesting perspective, and your reach exceeds what you would expect from a normal accounting firm, I think, and I think it's a good thing. So
I think it's very cool. I appreciate you coming and telling our audience about what you're up to.
Thanks very much for the opportunity.
No problem.
You bet. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here. It shows up over there at usadareview.com, getting over 1 million hits a month. While they're, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.